Hey guys, GameGeek here and welcome to the Weekly Roundup. This is episode 35 and a little different to the normal. My camera is really playing up at the minute and it is corrupting every bit of footage that I'm recording. So until I sort that out, this is like an audio version of the Weekly Roundup. I'm not gonna not do it at all, but there's some gameplay or something probably. I haven't actually done it yet. There's some gameplay probably in the background for you to watch while I go through the latest gaming news, so apologies about that, but here is the news. The first piece is to do with SimCity, and they've announced a release date for the Macintosh version, which is June 11. Now, Max has said they wanted to take some extra time to make sure that the Macintosh version was up to scratch and was as good as the PC version, because they developed them both separately. It's not like some companies do, they port it over to the Macintosh. They actually have developed it from the ground up, so rather than trying to rush both of them and get both of them out at the same time, they, you know, spent the extra little time once they got PC launched to get the Macintosh one running really well. And I'm guessing that all the patches that have been on PC will automatically go through to Mac, so if you haven't had a chance to play the game, I think you're going to be missing a lot of the bugs that us PC users have to go through. Another really cool point though is if you've bought the PC version, you'll be able to play the Macintosh version for free. It doesn't matter whether you bought the CD, you know, the actual physical game copy, or bought it through Origin, as your game has to be registered through Origin anyway, and that will allow you to download the Macintosh version. It works vice versa, so if you're buying the Mac version for the first time when it releases on June 11th, you will be able to download the PC version for free as well. So that's really cool. It's something I expected, you know, because Steam do this, and they've been able to do this with Sims 3 on Origin. So something I expected, but it's still something that's quite cool, especially if you own both platforms. You've only got to pay once for a game, for basically two games, because you're getting them both for separate platforms. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now, last week I talked about Uprising, a piece of DLC for Black Ops 2. Now, there have been a couple of trailers coming out in the past week, but the main one I want to show you guys is the one for Mob of the Dead. There'll be a link in the description to watch the full trailer. It looks absolutely awesome. This looks like the highlight of the pack. I can't wait to play it. It's got loads of new items in the map that we haven't seen before. It's got possibly a new ending that we've never really been able to end a map. It's just continuously gone on until you've died. But apparently, from the trailer, it's kind of hinting that you can actually put together this plane and actually fly off the map and escape. So it's, you know, mixing things up, and it's definitely making it interesting again. You know, zombies have been around for quite some time, you know, since World at War, and it's getting increasingly harder to keep things fresh, but it seems like the guys over at Treyarch aren't running out of ideas anytime soon, and this is a great example of just that. As I said, link in the description to the trailer, and the DLC pack will be out on Xbox 360 first on April the 16th. The third piece of news is due to the PlayStation 4. Now, the guys over at Ubisoft Montreal have been saying how actually pleasant it is to develop for the next generation platform. CEO Yanis Mallet said he believes that the move to the new console hardware will be less complex than previous transitions thanks to the familiar architecture of PlayStation 4, which is essentially comprised of an off-the-shelf PC part. He said in a quote, "From what we can talk about, which is the PlayStation 4, it's been a radical change from those guys." Another quote from him is, "I'll tell you an anecdote. When I was the producer for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, we managed to get our hands on a very good programmer who's still on the Assassin's Creed core team today. One day on his desk, he had a black book written in Japanese, and I was like, what is that? It was the documentation support for coding the PlayStation 2. That's why I wanted to have Japanese lessons," he said, "to understand and make the most out of the machine. That day, I understood how complex it was to develop on PlayStation 2, so we were eager to find out what the PlayStation 3 would have in terms of architecture, and it ended up pretty much the same, but more complex." Mallet said the PS4 architecture vindicates Ubisoft's decision to start developing its next-gen games, such as Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed 4, early on high-end PCs. PlayStation 4 comes as a really pleasant surprise because indeed it's a very familiar architecture. I think it's paying off for us deciding to develop on high-end PCs early. It's a less complex transition. So this is good news. If all the developers are feeling like this, it's going to be an easy ride for the PS4. You know, even the guys that maybe, even the indie developers, let's say, that maybe can't get their hands on a PlayStation 4 test kit, you know, all they have to do is develop for a PC and then basically move it over to the PlayStation 4 really easily because they're very similar devices. So, you know, making it easy to develop is a really strong point for a console. You know, that's why a lot of the times the Xbox got a lot more of the exclusives, let's say, in some respects, like Call of Duty, for instance. Yeah, it wasn't exclusive, but they got a lot of exclusive content, they got a lot of exclusive deals. You know, the game ran better on that because they could make it like a PC. You know, the Xbox 360 was coded similar to a PC, so it made their life a lot easier. And anything that makes a developer's life easier, they're going to be more let's say, biased towards, because, you know, who wants a hard time? And that's why things look worse on the PS3, because they weren't able to put as much time, they couldn't afford to put much time into kind of figuring out how to get the best out of it. So things are going well for the PS4 so far, and yeah, let me know what you think on this piece of news in the comment section down below. Now, the final piece of news to do with Grid 2. Now, I haven't been talking about this game much, even though it's been in the news quite a bit in the past month, 2 months. But I saw some footage of the game recently, and I did actually manage to play it at Eurogamer last year. And I have to say, it's looking absolutely awesome. It's shaping up better and better by the week. And I have some multiplayer details for you, so I thought I would share them with you. This is the basic details about the game's multiplayer. So, it supports up to 12 players online racing. It supports 2-player split-screen racing, up to 10 different events, including live routes. Full integration with RaceNet, this is Codemasters' like online social network style thing, including planned dedicated apps. Visit racenet.com for more information. Enjoy an entirely separate multiplayer game featuring deep progression, unlock new cars and modification, and earn cash and XP. Always have someone to compete with the Grid 2 rivals. Take your race with you with the RaceNet app set for release around launch. Customize and modify your vehicles. Anti-griefing technology ensures fair racing, and upload highlights to YouTube. As you can see, there's quite a bit of social aspect in there. You know, you've got uploading your clips to YouTube. You've got, always being able to battle people, always being able to check things, you know, on the dedicated apps and dedicated website. This is where a lot of games are going, you know, Call of Duty, games like this, games, you know, other games which I can't think of off the top of my head, but, you know, it is kind of trend at the minute, keeping the social aspect. You know, the PlayStation 4, there's a lot of social aspects in that device. So that's the way a lot of multiplayer games are going, and consoles at the moment. So let me know what you think on the game. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I can't actually wait to play it when it comes out, which will be May 31st for the PC, 360, and PS3. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. Maybe go to my channel and check out some of my other videos. Leave any feedback in the comment section down below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on a future video. But as always, drink tea and game on.